for 14 laps here at Oschersleben in Germany. Felix Portiero yet to win this season. Red lights are on, and away they go. Very quick change. Not a great start from Tom Coronel, looking for the white BMW of Augusto Farfus to try and come through. Seats go 1, 2, 3, 4 wide, but he's got around most of them. He's going to get Coronel into corner 1. No, he's not. He's going to be in trouble, and Farfus is shoved out wide.
No.
So is Daste. Well, 3, 4 Seats got together, and this is Farfus's camera. He picked up a place. Safety car's going to be coming out. I think there's cars everywhere, John, and that's a much worse incident than race 1.
The guy who designed this first corner should be taken in a dark room and beat about the head. That is just... I've never seen anything that bad.
It is just almost deliberately causing willful damage.
Yeah.
Felix Portiero leads, Coronel second, Thompson, no, Genet third. Sorry, too much red. It can't be Thompson from umpteenth on the grid. Genet, Sergio Hernandez fourth, the independent who started in 10th place.
And Huffy's up to 5th.
5th for Huff, 6th for Menu. So I tell you, look at Hernandez. He's all over the back there of Genet for 3rd place. He might be on the overall podium as well.
I think the guy that suffered most out of that, it looked to me like it was...
Thompson's off.
Thompson's out, yeah.
He's run hard into the back of somebody.
It looked to me like Ricard Rydell suffered in this first corner shunt as well.
Yeah.
Somebody hit the barrier head on.
Montero is off. Let's just flick the timing screen over and see who else is not moving. Van Lagen, Zanardi, Rydell, Tielemans, Shapovalov, Engsler. Well, there's a lot of them not moving, it seems, by the time they got to the first timing split.
No safety car, though.
Well, Eduardo Freitas is going to trust what they're telling him from down there at the first corner. No, we've got them, we're towing them out of the way. He will do anything safe to avoid throwing a safety car out. There's Alex Zanardi, rear end impact from him, and it's rubbing on the body. He's a long way behind. So Portiero leads by 2.5 seconds. Coronel is now going to be stopper in the bottle that's going to make this race exciting. Genet, squirrely under braking. Rob Huff doesn't quite get through. Hernandez, Ivan Muller goes through past Sergio Hernandez, tries to. This is for 5th place. As Portiero kicks up a cloud of dust, Ivan Muller still trying to get by Sergio Hernandez. Hernandez can't hold him off. So Ivan Muller, with all that weight over the front wheels, he used that inside line on turn 2 all the time last year to pass cars, and his car, which didn't work in race 1, magically seems to be working in race 2.
And Farfus is on the move too. He just muscled his way past Alain Menu there, so that car's, he's on the case.
To corner 3, he went from 9th into the points. Portiero leads, Coronel, Genet, then the blue car of Huff. The yellow car is Ivan Muller, then Hernandez, who we're looking at now from the viewpoint of Augusto Farfus. So Hernandez in 6th, and he will not want to have Farfus knocking on his back bumper, because his focus, that blue and white BMW, is the independent trophy, not holding off Schnitzer team drivers.
You always see what a replay of what happened. Look at the start that, who was that?
Portiero launched off up front. Farfus comes around all the Seats trying to get by Coronel. Coronel's the key here on the front row. The first of those Seats gets away slowly, and they can't get around him. And they're all trying to defend from the Chevrolets, and around the outside comes Farfus, and in the middle, boink, Montero gets bounced out by Genet and straight into Farfus, who then handbrake turns his way back on track. Oh, and for 3rd, this is Genet inside Huff. Done deal. He had a good run in him down into the first corner, and Huff could not defend that.
He's got to watch Muller doesn't get him as well here.
Well, Huff had got alongside Geordie, but Geordie hung on to that 3rd place. He was ahead of Huffy at the line. Huff tried to defend it, but he was on the outside, and Ivan Muller is coming on strong.
So the changes they made to Muller's car at this moment in time are certainly look as though they're working.
Let's have a look again at the first corner. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars, 1 space.
And Rydell hits the barrier just here on the end.
Yeah. I mean, you know, what are you going to do? When you get in there, it was actually worse than the rolling start, and I didn't think it would be. I didn't think it could be. This is Rydell's view of the tyre wall, and looking back from what, Augusto's car? No, this is... They're not sure whose rear view camera that was.
That was just chaos. That corner, they should do something about that corner, get it dealt with for next year.
Yeah.
Anyway, at the moment, Tom Coronel's fastest man on the track.
Well, he didn't get much of a start, but he's making up for it now. Portero leads by less than a second. Oh, his 2.5 second advantage is gone, hasn't it?
He's right.
Coronel could win this. Genet third, Huff fourth, but look at Farfus all over Ivan Muller, and Muller's not going to be able to hold him off for another 11 laps at that rate, is he?
Menu's going backwards as well. It's a bit like there's a real drama with that Menu car, because he's now dropped 5, 6, 7 places, I think.
Huge gap behind Hernandez, who's the last of the cars in that shot, to Heisman. It was 2 seconds, it's now more like 4. Heisman's in 8th, then Menu, Prio in 10th, from 24th, 23rd on the grid. Holy moly, he passed a few cars, so he's right at the back of the queue there, as Portero just holds off Coronel. But again, like Farfus and Ivan Muller, I can't see Portero holding off Coronel for 11 laps.
No, Menu's dropped back. He's got a problem. He's obviously coming in.
So
I didn't notice, but is Gabriele Tarquini still standing on the grid?
No, Tarquini's in 12th place. Andy Prio has got by him and not hit him off. So there's a salient lesson for somebody. Augusto Farfus inside Ivan Muller. Now, can Ivan hold on because the road? No, he can't. Augusto's got the mid-corner grip, and Sergio Hernandez now wants to go by as well. So Ivan Muller from 5th down to 6th, and that may be the start of the rot. Muller's car sliding around a lot still. Maybe he's just been more aggressive with it at the start of the race, figuring, hey, what the hell have I got to lose? Portero leads by a nano from Coronel in 2nd place, and this is going to make the Dutchman a very happy boy. If he can somehow get by Menu's car, right rear suspension is broken, you see the wheel wobbling around. They don't do that normally.
Tom Coronel set another fastest race lap time there, and he's certainly sort of right on that. They pulled away, the two of them, from this next bunch.
The Seats are really struggling. Genet in 3rd's got Huff all over him. Further back, that is Hernandez. No, that's Daste with Jörg Muller behind him. Do you know what, Prio, Jörg Muller, they might end up in the points as well, from 119th on the grid.
Yeah, well, maybe there's a lesson to be learned there. You should start in the back of the grid, and that way you stay out of trouble for all the rubbish that goes on at the first corner.
Prio inside Heisman, former teammate at RBM, and didn't exactly get the door wide open, but he got by anyway. Heisman battling to try and stay in front of Stefano Daste and Sergio Hernandez. Is that Hernandez? Yes, it is.
It's really played into Andy Prio's hands here, that first corner shunt, because with that real concertina effect there, everyone's bump, 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 bash, bash, run into barriers, run into each other, and Andy's been able, obviously, I'd love to see the in-car shot from it, but he's obviously been able to just quietly pick his way through.
Farfus too, he's got by Ivan Muller last lap, now he's all over Huff. This is the battle for 4th place. Farfus from 8th on the grid, and I expected him to exit the first corner in 4th place, but with the Farrago going on and getting hooked up on the outside of 4 Seats, he really didn't have much of a survival rate, and I think he's done a great job. Fastest race lap now from Augusto Farfus. Coronel still crucifying Portero in terms of cornering speed and overall speed, but unable to get by. Genet in 3rd, Huff in 4th, having to defend against Farfus. I thought Huff had a chance of getting by Genet a lap ago. Now it looks like Genet has shaken him off just a whisker, and Huffy having to worry a little bit more about Augusto into the S's.
That's the problem, you know, the driver behind is putting all the pressure on you, and you're watching the mirrors to make sure that he's down the left, down the right, wherever.
Ivan Muller in the Seat on the right. Hernandez has got by him, so Sergio Hernandez, the top independent, has gone from 7th to 6th as Ivan is pushed down, and now is clinging on at the tail end of the points. Prio is in 8th, by the way. Andy Prio 23rd to 8th, so he's already in the points, and we've got another 8 laps to go. And
few of his championship contenders are anywhere near him at the moment.
No, exactly right. Gabriele Tarquini is way down the order in 13th place.
Ricard Rydell's out.
Ivan Muller 7th.
And he's going backwards, to be fair to him.
And he is. I wouldn't be surprised if they swap places before the end of the race. There is Muller at the back, and there is Prio. Look, he's a couple of car lengths, maybe 4 behind him. And if Andy Prio has ever been angrier when he got into a car, I can't imagine it personally. But he's controlling the anger and using it, what do they call it, channeling, exactly the way he should be. There is the world champion, right on the back of that train, with Duncan Heisman, Stefano Daste, Jörg Muller and the rest behind him.
I thought Ricard Rydell was actually out, but he's obviously had to come to a standstill, select reverse, drive round about the barrier, and he's back in the race, but he is in 19th place.
Yeah. Augusto Farfus, 5th place. Blue Chevrolet in front of him is Rob Huff in 4th. The car in front is Jordi Genet with a red windscreen strip in 3rd. And still the leaders are Felix Portiero's BMW and Tom Coronel's petrol engine Seat. And again, Coronel's fastest race lap, 37.6. Fastest for Genet, 38.0. Fastest for Ivan Muller, 38.3. So he's half a second quicker than Ivan Muller and a full 3rd quicker than the best of the turbo diesel Seats here. And maybe that's the first time this year we've seen the extra weight of the Seat diesel engine affecting its grip on a circuit, because we got such long constant radius corners a number of places on the circuit. Huff again, well, combination of defending against Farfus and having a sniff at Genet.
I think he's defending more than having a sniff, to be fair.
Genet's really holding him up though. Genet last lap 38.1.
He's got him.
Huff 38.1 and a great traction on the inside. Yeah. And here comes Farfus, he's got by as well. Genet's got the road turning left in his favour, but can he hold the nose tight on the inside? Farfus is going to cut back and try and pass him again. Here we go, on board with Farfus's bumper cam. Headlights blazing. It's melting the orange paint off the back of that Repsol bumper. Looking back from Jordi. There's Augusto. This is the left into that long right-hand corner.
This could play into Huffy's hands, because when Genet and Farfus are battling each other, it's going to give Huffy a chance just to concentrate for a couple of laps and then get right on the tail of Coronel and Portiero, and maybe he can just produce a better result than 3rd on the podium.
Absolutely right. I mean, he's now set on catching the lead pair, and this is how it works. Cuts around to the inside of Genet. Genet can't hold the line, where Ivan Muller's been so good on the inside of turn 2 there. Genet can't stop it sliding away. There is Ivan, and Andy Priaulx is now right with him. Took a lap. Oh, and he's going on the inside. And he gets his nose out of danger by just ramping over the curbs on the inside, but he certainly telegraphed that move to Ivan Muller. I am going to come through.
Yeah, but
boy, I'm not very pleased with Seat drivers right at the minute.
And I think if Andy did the right thing to come off the gas there, because Ivan was definitely hanging to his line regardless.
Absolutely.
So Huffy's just he's hauling these guys in now. In fact, what they're doing is they're slowing each other down, because they're trying to defend and duck and dive, and Huffy's just able to capitalise on that.
Coronel really bobbing and weaving behind race leader Felix Portiero. Sold Felix Portiero the inside move and then tried to swing outside to inside, corner 1 to corner 2, but the BMW's got great traction through there, and the Seat just couldn't quite make it. And now, as you say, Rob Huff right with them, with that door still partially ajar from the impact at the beginning of race 1, but hopefully in no danger of coming off.
They actually replaced the door, but the body shell had a slight tweak in it, so that's why they couldn't get the door shut properly. But he's just done his own personal best lap of this race, just to get right back on the tail of this lot here.
This is lap 7 of lap 8 of 14. 7 completed, 6 to go after this, and Priaulx in the middle, trying to find a way past Ivan Muller.
In the same corner, which I don't think would have been a good idea again.
No, this is for 7th, but look at the queue behind Ivan, and it's all BMWs. Priaulx, Heisman, Jurg and Stefano D'Aste. And next car up behind them, by the way, Nick Larini, the first retirement on corner 1 of race 1. And he is up into 12th, and he might not be out of the points either by the end of the race.
I would think by now Andy's starting to get a bit agitated that Ivan's holding him back, but or he'll feel he's holding him back. But I'm not sure he's going to be game enough to have a lunge just in case the yellow car is him off again.
Well, he's not going to do anything wild, that's for sure, but on the other hand, he's going to be pretty robust if he gets a chance to put his nose inside, and he is here. Genet and Farfus. Farfus is looking inside. Come on, you're holding me up. Farfus runs out of top speed, though, just as they get to the bridge, and Genet deep on the inside. Here's Augusto's chance. Force him in deep. Cut back to the inside. He's not got the room, and Genet is wise to that. He's held the line.
Hernandez is doing really well. He's top independent. He's actually having a great race.
He really is.
In fact, some good times. He's actually fastest of the BMWs, apart from no, he's fastest of the BMWs.
And there is Genet's problem, because if Farfus opens the door like a can opener, then Hernandez is going straight through as well, and Genet will lose 2 places. Oh, and on the curbs, Ivan Muller. Here's Priaulx's chance. The road goes left now, so Priaulx's got a long inside.
Not sure he's enough in front now.
Didn't have enough traction to get through. Well, if anybody can handle a car that's sliding. It's Yvonne Muller. His ice racing experience really allows him to do that. But look, there you go.
Yeah.
And that may have just been a little help from nudge from Andy to help the car offline, but it just wouldn't hold the line.
I think it just wouldn't hold the line. Ivan is obviously struggling with a car that's not got a good chassis this weekend, and he just couldn't get the nose to come back to the apex there. And Andy was just on it, absolutely.
And now right at the back of the picture, that's Jörg Muller. Duncan Heisman? No, it is Jörg Muller. Jörg Muller's got ahead of Duncan Heisman. Yvonne Muller trying to defend, and this is going to be like Tarquini, isn't it now? It's just clinging on to every rung of the ladder as they try and stand on your fingers and climb up over you.
See, Ivan just pushes out slightly. He just couldn't get the nose of that car to come back in to get the apex there, and Andy was just like a dog on heat. He's gone.
Now, can Janae hang on to his tyres? One thing we've seen last year, one thing we've really seen again this year, is that whatever else he can do, Janae can defend as well as anybody else in this field. He can hold you off for 14 laps in a car that is way slower than you, and that's exactly what he's doing now. He's not going to hold on to a podium, but Farfus right in behind him. He's hanging on gamely to 4th place.
But these two groups of 3 here are actually slowing each other down enough that if they keep doing this, Andy can maybe just get back up onto the tail of this second 3 group.
Augusto Farfus all over the back of Geordie Janae. That white and green BMW looking quite second-hand now, and so is Janae's car. It's smoking. Well, there was contact between them 2 or 3 times, and that's the bodywork rubbing on the tyre. And if you look at the left-hand front of Farfus's car, that's damaged as well, and that's going to cause Janae a lot of problems, a lot more than that broken bodywork will do for Farfus.
If it's just plastic bumper, rear bumper that's catching the tyre, it might not be so bad. It'll look worse than it is, but he'll soon know as it spears off into the barriers.
He certainly will. If that goes down, he'll have nothing left to play with. Portiero holding off Coronel, who's holding off Huff, 1, 2 and 3. This is Janae holding off Farfus and Hernandez. Preo on his own, racing up to get them. Then Yvonne Muller, 1 point for 8th place. Well, that at least would put him 2 points ahead of Gabriele Tarquini, so something to go for from this weekend.
He's not going to get that. His car's going backwards here. We've got sort of 4 laps to go, and Ivan is hanging on by his fingertips. Now, if anybody can drive a bucket of junk, then it's Ivan, and I suspect this weekend his bucket of junk is worse than even he can handle.
There's the Seat pit wall. Jaime Puig and the rest of them wondering exactly what they need to do. Well, they need to leave here and go somewhere else, that's for certain. When we go to Imola, the boot might be very much on the other foot. So the BMWs really have to capitalise while Seat are not in the ascendancy here.
Andy's pulled back a fair chunk. He must have got a good second and a bit on that lap on this trio here, and it just wants them to keep slowing each other down just to give him enough time to get on the tail end of it.
Well, this is the previous lap with the contact between Farfus and Janae. That's what's created the tyre rub. But on the last lap alone, Prio 1.2 seconds quicker than Hernandez, the white and blue BMW in front, and that's his pace is dictated by that of Janae and Farfus, really. So Prio in clear air, catching them fast. Question is, with 3 laps remaining after this, how fast can he get by them?
I don't think it matters. He's not really going to get much further forward than, I don't know, 7th place here, because these 6 cars in front are clearly competitive. They're not going to roll over. Hernandez might, just because he's a private BMW, might just let the factory car through. Yeah. After that, I don't think he's going much further forward than
Farfus certainly isn't going to let Prio by, but if Farfus again can open Janae up, then there might be a trio of BMWs streaming through on Janae's side, whichever it is that he's drifted offline from. Portiero still leads, less than half a second ahead of Tom Coronel, same gap back to Rob Huff. In fact, it's 0.3 and then 0.2 to Huff, so they're closing up. Huff is pushing from behind. He's trying to get the train to hurry up. He wants to get to Portiero and maybe the lead. Janae 4th, Farfus 5th, Prio inside Hernandez for 6th.
Yeah, he's just pulled over and let it through there.
Well, Hernandez saw him coming, and I'm absolutely certain the Vampire didn't even have to go down to the pro team. I'm sure that Hernandez saw what was coming. His real rival is Stefano D'Aste. Hernandez is 6th on the road, D'Aste 12th. So D'Aste right out on the back of that next group of cars. It doesn't matter if he lets Prio through, he doesn't get any more or less championship points.
And although these 2 BMWs are, they're white BMWs, they're not teammates. In fact, they're opposing, teams. Schnitzer versus GB. And there's no way that Farfus is going to make it easy for Andy.
The big problem for Farfus is that he's been bottled up behind Jordi Genet now for 8 laps, and he's got Andy Priaulx with a fire lit under his bonnet right behind him. So if there's a chance of passing Farfus, even a sniff, Priaulx's right in there. As you said, he's like a dog with a bone. He is really worrying everybody here, and in fact he had a very good run there on Farfus. He might be looking to pull alongside even as they get into the S's. Not quite close enough, but I think Farfus might be in trouble coming onto the front straight, because Priaulx is right there, and he looks to have about the quickest car on the racetrack. 1:37.7 his last lap. He has got very nearly the fastest lap of the race, just a whisker, a couple of hundredths slower than Tom Coronel's best on lap 2 or 3, whenever it was. And here we go, Farfus trying to open up Genet, but he's got to get back into line, or Priaulx will be down the inside before he knows it. Huff having a look at Coronel, no change there.
This was where Andy was quite strong on the brakes on the last lap, but Felix, or what do you call him, Farfus, he's got that corner covered.
But Farfus is going to have to get through Genet somehow. Here comes Priaulx. Farfus bumped into Genet, drifted offline. Priaulx's going through. Next corner is a left, but Priaulx's got the line. So Priaulx is up ahead of Augusto Farfus into 5th place. And the frustration of race 1 is paying dividends here. They have lit a fire under Andy Priaulx. Gabriele Tarquini has. And as Farfus follows Genet off wide, Priaulx took the tight line on the way in, compromised his exit on the way in, took the tight line on the way out, and through he went.
That was all really caused by Genet holding up Farfus, and poor old Farfus couldn't do much about that there, and it just opened the door to let Andy through.
A little further back you saw Nicola Larini, Duncan Heisman, Stefano D'Aste and the rest, but Priaulx, man on a mission, 5th place now ahead of Farfus, Genet right in front, and it's disappointingly for Genet almost an identically liveried car to Gabriele Tarquini's, which is sort of like a red flag in front of a bull, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I would think that Andy's certainly on a charge here, and if that car of Genet's has got the same sort of chassis problems as Van Miller's got, as he turns in, he's just not going to get the apex again. Andy is only going to need an inch and he's through.
Yeah, absolutely right. This is a replay from Genet's view of the last time through the first corner. Right into him Farfus went, couldn't get the nose turned in tight enough, he drifted out wide, and Priaulx was through. Here comes Priaulx right behind Genet. This is for 4th place now. Portiero, Coronel and Huff have gone through, cigarette paper apart. The turbo diesel pulls away again under acceleration. Farfus having a little thought about coming to the inside, but he's not going to make a foolish move on Priaulx and punt him off, because that's not the way it's going to be best seen when they get to Munich. Last lap of the race then. So change. Oh, here comes Priaulx. He's all over the road trying to get by Genet. Outside, inside into Hassel Road, and Genet locks up a little. It doesn't drift out wide. Priaulx's going to have to go outside, inside again. Portiero leads. Coronel second. Huff third. I don't think that's going to change. So let's watch the battle for 4th. From Genet's point of view, Priaulx showing the nose once more as they go into the triple left-hander called Triple, inventively enough, with Farfus. That's Priaulx in front. Now is turn 4. This could be really bad news for Genet. Here are the lead trio, they're through the chicane. Genet slow off the corner, Priaulx's all over him but can't get through. Genet again, just superb defence here. He really knows how to block the road.
He's doing a great defensive job of driving here. I don't think he's got the best car, he's not got the best chassis this weekend here, but he's doing a great job of holding everybody off.
Hasn't got the best car in the top 6, hasn't probably got the best car out of the Seats either, but he's doing enough just to block the line. He knows where he's vulnerable and he gets the bat in the way of the ball, and Priaulx out of the S's now. One last chance through the final 2 corners, and I don't think it's going to happen for him. And Ivan Muller leading a massive queue for 8th place and A championship point. Victory though for Felix Portiero. Coronel second and on the grass in danger. 3rd for Rob Huff. 1st for Portiero of the year. 4th for Genet. 5th Priaulx. 6th Farfus. 7th Fernandez. 8th is